guess you start on Amazon, right? So I guess walk me through how you started selling Amazon first and then kind of meandered your way to Walmart.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started flipping, items back about a year before I did start Amazon, and that was by doing sneaker botting and also by botting Supreme. I was never, the biggest botter, but I always found it like fun and exciting when there were drops. So that's how I kind of got my feet wet. So Walker was actually the one who kind of introduced me to Amazon, told me the process of how to set it up, and also fed me my first lead that really changed my whole perspective on life and also business. And, without Walker, I couldn't say I could be here today, but that's pretty much how I started getting into it. About a year and a half, Walker was also the one to recommend me to open up Walmart. And at that time, it was very low key at the time, and we were still trying to kind of figure it out. So that's kind of how I got started with all of this, which is crazy to say looking back.
Definitely has blown up a little bit since even like 6 months ago, right? Like I had a feeling back in the day, I was thinking, okay, we're starting to kind of see more sellers into Walmart, and pretty soon here, we're going to see a lot more videos on YouTube from gurus, and that kind of sense, and just people just creating more content on how to sell on Walmart. And it's already kind of started. For a new seller in 2025, do you believe that they should be starting to sell on Amazon first or start on Walmart first?
That's a really good question. Me personally, I think Walmart would be the move just because, the best way to get started on Walmart is through retail arbitrage, in my opinion, just because there's less restrictions than there are on Amazon today than they were when I started. I think Amazon is great if you have a direct relationship with a brand owner, or you have a friend who owns a brand that you could then scale for them, or even if you have some really good wholesalers, Amazon might be the play for you there. But if you're really looking to just dabble and see that first sale, going to the store and making the concept known for yourself, then I would definitely say Walmart would be the move for sure.
I guess that's one of the more contentious topics in the e-commerce world right now is it writing on the wall for Amazon based on all those restrictions and people getting banned from selling on Amazon and whatnot. But then I guess the question now becomes, is Walmart going to be trending to being as saturated as Amazon? Starting with Walmart, how would you evaluate a product and determine if it's worthy to even sell on a listing?
I use the Martyr app and I use the Walmart Sellers app. And the one thing that I like to look at is, the amount of reviews that there are on a product. But the most important thing to me is the amount of sellers on the listing. And deeper into that is going to be sellers WFSing or other seller fulfilling, right? If there's a whole bunch of seller fulfilled people on the listing and no WFS sellers, if I'm able to WFS that product, I could easily get on that listing and take, a lot of sales out the way. So that's like the number one indicator for me.
I have a question for you there then. As it pertains to buy box rotation, I kind of understand that you're saying kind of infer based on a listing. If you see some people doing WFS, then it might be a good idea to also continue to do WFS because it seems like they've already done their trial and error and found that it's selling well. Enough confidence to where they probably send it into Walmart, right? If we sent it in, are you then competing with WFS sellers, or are you saying that the ones that are merchant fulfilling, they have less of an opportunity to win the buy box?
They have a less opportunity to win the buy box. They're going to have to undercut you anywhere from $3 to $5 to beat your Walmart fulfilled price, which is obviously, a decent amount, right? Now, when you do WFS over a seller fulfilled seller, you are then also able to price $3 to $5 above and get that buy box, right? So WFS, I think they prioritize it more now, in my opinion, just from what I see. You never truly know how a listing moves until you're actually on it, but 90% of the time, this is the strategy that I use and it works.
My kind of a negative experience with Walmart is I was selling this unit, the SKU MF, and it was selling pretty well, right? All these Walmart people are telling me if it's selling well, merchant fulfilled, I send it in, nothing sold. It sat there. Now, in the vantage point of a new seller who hasn't sold on Amazon or Walmart, how would you say is the difference between finding a profitable product to sell on Walmart as it pertains to Amazon?
With Amazon, volume is king with Amazon. You can't compete with the volume on there. At Walmart, an item might not sell as fast as it does on Amazon. So my biggest recommendation to a new seller for both, right, would be to start small and try to cast a wider net of different products. Definitely, try to purchase way more products than if you were getting started on Amazon.
Right. And it is something to having, for me, I guess, like just in my mind, seeing it tangibly being sold. Because after a while, you're buying so much things, you're sending the prep center center. It's almost like you never see it, and it's almost like stocks in a way. Technically, it kind of is because you're kind of looking to buy and sell and price charts and stuff. But I like being able to send it in myself sometimes. I'm so used to it now and getting off work and just shipping it out that it's kind of an afterthought for me. But you're right, it does take a little bit of time. In your Walmart business, what is your most preferred category to sell, and what is your least favorite, and why?
My biggest seller right now is probably toys, I would say. I've kind of cracked the code for what sells, kind of year round. Obviously, with Q4, it's the best for that. But throughout
Yeah.
the year, it's a very good category. And I also am dabbling into grocery a little bit, noticing that the margins aren't really as good, but the volume is a little bit better. I'm starting to realize the least category I like on both Amazon and Walmart right now is actually going to be health and beauty. It was a very big hit for me when I started Amazon, but with the amount of IPs that I've gotten, the amount of brands, taking over the listing, I kind of just had bad luck with it and kind of left it aside. I do think there's a lot of opportunity in that. It's just for me, I've been burned so many times with that category.
How
Yeah.
how do you deal with that, by the way? Like the volume that you get from Q4 as opposed to now where the volume has decreased, returns might have increased a little bit too. How do you deal with that?
Some days I wake up with a very good day, some days are slow, some days are not. And I used to always, get upset with myself like, oh, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? But then I realized, consistency, like you said, I personally don't have spend goals and I'm an advocate for them. I'm not hating on them, but I don't
Right.
have a spend goal, sales goal. My mentality is I'm going to source all my leads, provide as much feedback as I can, go from there, right? Some days are really good, some days are bad, but as long as I'm consistent with it, it always works out in my opinion. And the
Mhm.
most important thing, even for a new seller, is just to be consistent with the habit, right?
I agree with you on the spending goal. I think for me, when I first started, the spending goal was important to me because it kind of kept me accountable. But you're right. Sometimes you look past the spending goal and you'll just go to spend just to spend.
Yeah.
Okay, so on Amazon, I know you spoke about Walmart. Is Amazon also that same you stay away from health and beauty items?
So with that's a good question. With Amazon, I also recently just pivoted in January to strictly brand direct and or a brand that does allow authorized reselling. And so far I do have two brands, about 15 different SKUs that I'm working with. So on that side of the business, it's kind of hard not to do the OA. And I do want to do it for Amazon, but right now I kind of just want to play it really safe while I'm growing my Walmart. And that's kind of how I'm playing it there. But as
Okay.
far as OA with Amazon in the past, a lot of Legos. I'm fortunate enough not to get hit with the ungate on Lego or Adidas or
Okay.
Nike.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out what brand I should really niche down in
Uh-huh.
because as sad as it sounds, and you could agree, it sounds like a lot of people got burned with, not being able to sell XYZ brand and doesn't look like, anything's going to happen at this time for it. So it's kind of an opportunity for us who are ungated.
Yeah, we just kind of just opportunistically lucky, right? So how do you juxtapose a legitimate distributor from a shady one? Do you just kind of ask for supply chains and documentations, or is there more to it than just that?
I ask for that. I also do ask if they do buy from the brand directly. After you do build that initial relationship, it's a pretty straightforward answer. And also, you could kind of tell by the invoicing. And from my experience, you could kind of tell from the whole process of getting set up by the account, right? Is someone sending you an info packet, having you fill out a questionnaire, calling you, asking for everything that you need. If they ask for everything you need and it seems legit, typically it is. And as you reach out to more and more, you'll kind of be able to distinguish, like, hey, probably isn't the best one to work with, or hey, this is a really good one.
Are they pretty transparent with you when you ask for like some sort of documentation to see if they're legitimate or if they're buying directly from the brand? How have you noticed if someone's just being shady or illegitimate versus the ones that are authentic?
I mean, they just pretty much just say yes or no. I had one guy say, no, we don't. We work with a really good closeout, gets it directly from the brand. And I don't do closeouts, but,
Right. That's like
I
liquidation.
just, yeah, liquidation, exactly. So I think, like I said, just having that relationship and, after you spend money with someone or before you're about to do a big PO and you ask them those questions, they're going to respect you, in my opinion. And also they're going to know that you're about what you're about, right? If I'm buying from you and I'm asking you a question, business to business, it'd be nice to get a good answer.
Right. During your day to day, can you just kind of go through what's your favorite methods to source, or how do you go through the work life as far as Amazon, having a full-time job? How do you manage all that? And is there a way that you've kind of delegated tasks to virtual assistants and whatnot?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Without my virtual assistants, I wouldn't be anywhere where I'm at. Yeah, I mean, working full time is tough while having a business, but to be honest with you, it really keeps me going every single day. And talking to you the other day, I kind of told you like my routine Monday through Friday is, wake up, hit the gym, get a good workout in, come back, go over the leads, before I get ready for my work day. That way, when I do get to work, I can kind of focus at work, even though it's hard to. And
I
then
did.
throughout the day, I'll check in with my VAs. But I spend a good 30 minutes to an hour in the morning highlighting, leads, buying, having them add to my prep center sheet, right? And as far as my VA split goes, I have two VAs for Walmart and I have one VA for Amazon. So with my Amazon VA, he handles everything for me, reaches out to brands, distributors, builds my POs, handles adding my inventory, providing my seller board statistics, pretty much my right hand guy, and he does a very, very good job. I don't have him sourcing OA leads at this time, as I said. Now with the Walmart side, I do have a VA that sources for me specifically both wholesale sheets and also OA websites. And as far as what websites I have him use, I kind of stay up to date on the sales myself, just so I could kind of tell him, hey, check out Target today, check out Walmart, XYZ. And then on the other hand, I have another VA who handles my editing for my social media and all of that good stuff. So I have a really good team that has been with me for about 2 years now. And it feels good being where I'm at today, knowing that they're loyal to me. They enjoy working with me.
Yeah. I think what you were saying about you technically have an admin VA for Amazon, right? And I find that the admin VAs are just I can actually breathe with an admin VA, and it's really nice having one. The leads VAs are great because you're finding they're helping you make money, whatever. But those admin VAs are a gold mine. When you get a good one who's very competent and works diligently, it's great, dude. Like I've had one, the same VA that's been doing my admin work. It's actually they're a couple. It's two of them. One does admin stuff, but she's been with me for 2 years now, and she can handle everything from appeals, intellectual property appeals, all the way down to what you were saying, inputting the cost of goods into seller board. And it's
Wow.
made such a difference to just I get an IP complaint, I'll just send it over to her, and it's a big relief because you don't have to worry about doing something like that after work.